So there's been a lot of controversy about this Tush push or whatever they're calling it in Philadelphia, where the Eagles line up on 4th and 1 and nobody can stop it because they've got like 73 guys lined up behind Jalen Hurts and they all shove him forward. Well, apparently there were a couple of times on Monday night in Tampa, or at least one that we know of, in which Dallas Goedert, the tight end for the Philadelphia Eagles, has admitted that, well, he was kind of pulling him. You know, there was no real push play. He was basically pulling him, which is not allowed. So now it brings up the question, is this going to get penalized anytime soon? Is he going to get Jawan Taylor? Now they're going to be out to get Dallas Goedert and the Eagles because he's out there for whatever reason pulling instead of pushing. And it just adds another layer of controversy to a rule that was nearly put in place in the offseason against Philadelphia being able to execute this play coming up in this season. It's too bad. A lot of controversy there with that play.
Yeah, there is. I'm not sure there's a whole segment worth to talk about it because they're not going to change it.
Very good.
It's most likely going to have to be via the play being unsafe, which I don't know how you stop it if you execute it properly. And maybe you could say that about a lot of other offensive plays, but this is one where I can only imagine someone's going to hurt themselves in a serious manner. Like, that's my fear for this play. You have this scrum that's going on, and I feel like there's going to be a neck injury. There's going to be something that happens or a bad head injury to one of these players because of how they go about trying to stop all of that. And now you've got players saying, well, yeah, we can even pull. And not that adds to the potential of an injury, but it's more of the fact that you can't even officiate this play properly because there's so much stuff going on you can't even see in there. So it's something they need to review, they need to figure out, and I'm not sure the NFL really cares to at the current moment. It's gonna take someone get hurt. I'm telling you right now, that's what it's going to take before they actually look to review it.
You know what's interesting? That's the type of play that when I was playing, I would scout it as heavily as I possibly could, like film review it as heavily as I could, watch the mannerisms of the linemen, watch the mannerisms of Jalen Hurts, watch how they come out, the timing of it, and I'm diving. Like you might at some point get guys that start torpedoing, and not torpedoing under, but they're going to torpedo over. You know what I mean? And
what's the first thing you think they're going to hit?
I don't know.
It'll be their helmet?
If anything, it's probably going to be a helmet because Jalen Hurts puts his head down to get behind the lineman. So if I'm going up and over, because here's the thing, the play doesn't work unless the front guys like knife down in there, like get really, really like dug down in there and like form that wedge and start like kind of like the 300, when they was like holding the little ditch area that they were in and like small strong steps underneath. That's going to allow for you to get over top of it. And I just like, for me, I just wonder, are guys going to look at it that way? Are they going to start trying to try to dive over it? Because to me, my whole thing is, I know I can't give you any assistance as a linebacker with them going down that low. Like, now I got to push my own D lineman to try to help. Like, it's just basically a tug of war with no rope. Like, it's a scrum. And so I just wonder, is anybody like a Troy Polamalu probably would think the same way? Like, I'm going over the top. And if you start seeing guys go over the top, guys start hitting heads, stuff like that, like you said, does that create a conversation? Because it seems like the only time that conversations get started as it applies to health a lot of times is if a defender starts doing something that seems reckless. Or could hurt an offensive guy. Like, oh, nope, no diving over. No, don't dive over.
The Roy Williams horse collar back in the day.
Yeah, like it was all good, right, until you rolled up on somebody's legs and you start, wait, hold on. Like, Roy Williams is doing that as on purpose. Like, he's horse collaring and rolling up on their legs on purpose. Like, nah, I don't. Let's do away with it. I think until the play shows that it becomes dangerous from the defensive side, they're going to allow them to do it. They're going to allow them to continue to do this play until in some way, somehow, the offense is impacted by the defense doing something to try to stop it.
All right, so
whatever that may be.
Speaking of plays, are you guys more impressed with the Eagles, or no, excuse me, the Patriots field goal block against the Dolphins where they had that guy darting across the line, which everybody talked about, or the fact that Brian Brzee of the New Orleans Saints threw up a towel from the long snapper into the air to try and deflect the football in their game against the Packers this past Sunday? Because I'm going to go with the towel move.
I didn't see the towel move.
Oh, my God. It is.
It almost hit the ball.
Oh,
I mean, it was
brilliant.
And you'd have to think that would have impacted the flight of the ball enough because that was a longer field goal.
And
it was
Matt
Orsic.
Yeah.
Can you throw a flag for that?
Well, that's the thing that I don't know that they're going to come out because it wasn't Brezee's flag. It was or his towel. It was someone else's. So I mean, I just it's not like he's using one of his own, like a shoe or something he's throwing up there.
I mean, it would have blocked it for sure if it was Deshaun Watson's towel. Had Deshaun Watson been long snapping,
Captain America's shoe,
he would have knocked it back about 5, 6, 7 yards.
Would have put a hole in that football for sure.
Oh no!
Damn.
Even though I didn't see the towel attempt, I've never seen that before in my life. I still have never seen somebody look like they were coming off of the sideline and creep up and time the field goal snap so quickly. And listen, I watched Pat McAfee. Shouts out to Pat McAfee in the show.
What's up, AJ?
He did a breakdown of them knowing who he was because he was with them for so long, with the Patriots for so long, and they knew the tendency of, I guess, the long snapper, and he did this thing with his head and takes deep breaths, and once he does it, they snap the ball. I still think if you're able to see that and still trust it and time it up, I guess if you have the confidence of the coaches and they say do it based off of that, like time it up off of that, if you're offsides, we'll own it. And you have the confidence you're not going to get in trouble by the coaches, you do it. But I just never seen anything like that. I thought that was like an amazing play. So, like, what an amazing scout. Like, that was an amazing play.
They asked John Harbaugh about it. Obviously, he was a former special teams coach in Philly. And they asked him about it, like, oh, do you think they're going to crack down on this? And he said, first of all, I love the play. And something along the lines of, why would they crack down on it? I mean, it's not like you can adjust, like
you can hold the count.
Yeah, he's like, you can change things up there. He's all, I thought it was brilliant. So everybody gave it rave reviews as far as what the Patriots pulled off a few weeks ago.
It's pretty dope, man.
It is.
It was pretty dope. Yeah. I was confused. Like, did he come off the side late? Like, was he off the sideline?
Is that a streaker?
First time they showed it, they just showed him coming into the screen. Like, they didn't show that he was already on the field. Like, why would you be that far out on a field goal? You know, you don't line up that far out on a field goal. So for him to, like, come creeping in like that, I was like, man, is he coming in late? They're like, wait. No, he's like, is he he timed that ass up. Like, it's crazy, man.
It was awesome.
That's crazy that he timed it up so perfectly and was able to get that full steam of speed going towards the ball to block.
I'm shocked no other teams have tried it yet. We haven't seen it yet, and no one else has even attempted it because – it's not even so much the ability for you to get to the football and block it. It's just to be able to get in the head of the field goal kicker and force the opponent to have to prepare for it. Potentially a new formation, a new way of protecting it, if you will.